Hey everybody, Pokemon2 here. Today I'm bringing you guys the round 2 match in the NPT that occurred July 18th. This match is going to be against Heracroshot. I'm not sure if he has a YouTube, but if he does, I will be sure to link it in the description below. Looking at Heracroshot's team, you'll see he has some threats. Defensive Arcanine is one of the few things that can take on Victini relatively well. Regular Rotom can be kind of scary. If it's Scarf, it'll outspeed my young Mega and my Mega Aerodactyl. Shaman is always a problem. I don't really have too many safe switch-ins to it. I have to kind of be careful, because I can send in young Mega on Seed Flare, but I don't want to send it in on an Air Slash. So I am running Assault Vest Victini to kind of deal with that. Registeel is also going to be kind of a problem to take down. I do have a Victini, but it's still going to be difficult. I don't want to switch it directly into Registeel in case he's running T-Wave. And then he's got Mega Aerodactyl, which is also pretty spooky, though I am running Sludge Bomb on my physically defensive Seismitoad. I do have Iron Tail on my Aerodactyl, Dazzling Gleam on my Victini, and I'm actually running a Tinted Lens Yon Mega to take on his team. So I'm going to get into the battle. Real quick, I'm on the opposite side, as you guys can see. He's going to lead off with his Starmie as I lead with my Seismitoad, and even if he goes for the Grass Knot, which he does, I'm specially defensive with a Rindo Berry, so I know I'll be able to take it, and I'm able to knock off his Extra Belt, which is great. And here I make kind of a risky switch into my Yon Mega, because he could have gone for the Ice Beam, but he just goes for the Grass Knot, and surprise, I am a Scarfed, modest Tinted Lens Yon Mega, so I'm able to outspeed his Starmie and kill it with the U-turn. Now I'm going to go into my Victini, and he goes into his Registeel, which I thought was really weird, because it's a Registeel and I'm a Victini, but I figured he might have the Fire Resist Berry. I believe that's an Akka Berry, but instead he actually just goes for the counter, which actually wouldn't have done anything to me because I have Blue Flare instead of V-Create. But here I'm able to get my rocks with Seismitoad, and I decide to go into my Victini because regardless of what he wants to go for, I can take it. And he decides to go for the HP. I believe Rock would have made the most sense, which does nothing to my EV Victini. He's going to send in his Arcanine on my U-turn, which is perfectly fine because then I get a free switch into my Sandslash, and I'm actually running a lot of speed on the Sandslash, so I can outspeed this thing naturally. And I was very close to going for knockoff here, but I just go for the Earthquake, which does okay damage on this Shaman here. But once again, I'm going to go out into Victini as he actually goes with a Tailwind, which is pretty scary. And then he's going to go for Earth Power and crit me, unfortunately, but at least now I'm able to kill the Shaman with Blue Flare. So that's at least one threat gone, and the Tailwind doesn't help him too much. So here, he goes into his Mega Altaria, and I should be able to 2 a KO this thing with Dazzling Gleam, but he reveals the Cotton Guard, and this Dazzling Gleam does nothing. So this is a Spadef Altaria with Dazzling Gleam. And luckily I predict the Roost and I go for the U-turn out in my Seismitoad, which can beat this thing with the Sludge Bomb, which is exactly what I decide to go for as he switches out into his Registeel. And I'm going to go for the Earth Power here to get some damage off, and that does nothing. Registeel is just so bulky. I decide I can just keep spamming Earth Power. It doesn't matter if he switches into Rotom, which he actually does end up doing. And he reveals Leftovers, as you'll see in a second. He reveals Leftovers, which leads me to believe that he's not Scarfed. And I say leads me to believe, as in it guarantees that he's not Scarfed, because he just showed Leftovers. I don't know why I had to go over that, but that knockoff doesn't do much, but that's okay, because I can now send in my Mega Aerodactyl and go for the Crunch to knock it out, as he actually decides to go into Registeel. And unfortunately for him, I do get a crit with the Crunch, and that crit wouldn't have mattered as much, because I could have just switched out and then killed this thing, but, you know, it still kind of sucks. And he's going to go into Mega Altaria thinking he can take a hit, but no, Iron Tail is a one-hit KO. It doesn't matter how bulky this thing is. And from this point, Mega Aerodactyl just sweeps. So this is one of the biggest reasons I drafted Mega Aerodactyl. Great move coverage, amazing speed, and hits things extremely hard. That Arcanine went down to the Aqua Tail easily, and this Rotom goes down to the Crunch, and that's going to be a good game. 5-0 victory in my favor. This was the biggest score difference of all my matches, and it was probably, I guess I would say, the easiest, just because you know, it ended in a 5-0, and I knew exactly what I was doing. But my team matched up very well against his anyway, so, you know, no discredit to him. He's a very good battler. Like I said, if he has a YouTube, it'll be in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. Next week we're going to, or tomorrow, I guess, the day after you're watching this, we will have our round 3 match. So, goodbye, and stick around if you enjoy. Peace.